This is your Brave 90. Just about to go into testing, just to make sure everything's working properly, but before we do that, we'll run you through it. Now, runs on a standard 10 amp power point. So, place this wherever it's going before you fill it up. So, this is placed pretty much wherever your current one is, under the stand, next to the stand, wherever you'd like it to go. It is on caster wheels, which will make moving it a bit easier. So once it's where you want it to go, plug it in, don't turn it on yet, then fill the internal tank with water. This tank needs to be filled up to just above these copper coils here, just with plain tap water. So, fill it up. Once that's done, you can put the lid back on. And put the 2 screws back on. Those 2 screws hold this lid into place. Now, there is an on-off button on the bottom here. It will come turned off. So it does need to be turned on before you're ready to use it. And this is quite a large machine, so it's going to need, I'd say, well, personally, I'd give it 10 hours. It'll probably chill down faster depending on the length of your Python run, because it's got to chill that down as well. So I'd say give it a good 10 hours before it's ready to use. Up the top, you will see an LCD display. It is touchscreen. You can turn certain pumps on and off. It'll also do a lot of fault diagnosis. Say if the carbonator pump stops working, or it's not getting enough water supply, or your CO2 bottle's empty. You will get an error message on here telling you that there is a problem. Over here there is an overflow, so if there's too much water in the tank, it will come out there. That shouldn't happen. If it's coming out consistently, then there's a leak somewhere inside, and which needs to be addressed. Over here is it's a drain. Basically, if you remove these screws, take that down, this will drain the entire machine if you ever need to move it. Over the front, there are a couple of handles, and on the back for moving it. Now, connections. Nice and simple. Actually, everything's pretty much mapped out here on a key for you, but we'll go through it. Now, there is H2O1 and H2O2, which we are going to put a pipe in for you. All right, we have added the water line. Now, for some reason, this machine runs 2 water inlets. One provides water to the soda water, one provides cold water. Usually, most machines that split it inside the machine. For some reason, they've decided to do this outside the machine. So what we've done is we've split it and put in a push-in fitting. This push-in fitting is 6mm and will connect to the 6mm push-in fitting on the water filter. So using the provided 6mm line, run it from the water filter to the machine, cut the line to size and push it in here. It's not insulated, it's all room temperature at this point. And that's your water in for the machine. Down here next to it, you'll see on the little key over here, is CO2 in. This is from your gas regulator. On your gas regulator section, we talk about a line to the machine. This is the one. So on the barb on the bottom of the gas regulator, the one marked carbonator, put the 6mm line over it, clamp it in place, run the line to here, measure it, cut it, just push it in. It's a push-in fitting. And that's your gas supply. Now, on your current machine, you'll have 4 lines coming out of it, going into the Python. 2 of them will be water, 2 of them will be soda water. If you're extremely lucky, they will be marked, and they should be marked, and say what they do. If you're not lucky, then what you can do is cut them and taste what's inside. What I'd suggest you do is hook up the gas bottle to the system and pressurize, well, before you put any of the guns on and do anything and remove anything from the system, pressurize the line. That will put gas inside the soda line, but not inside the water line. That way you can cut the line and, well, taste it, and you can taste CO2 gas. And once you've found the two gas lines and the two water lines, the two water lines hook up to this line and this line. And the two soda lines, you'll have a soda in and soda out, hook up to these two. I'll be honest, doesn't matter which way you do it. Basically, they both work in a loop, go from the machine to the guns and back. Doesn't matter which way that loop's running. As long as it's running in a loop, it's absolutely fine. So if you have a look down here on the key, this is soda out, this is soda in. So your two soda lines hook directly up to that. Now, they are 10-inch lines you've currently got. So we have converted this machine to a 10-inch fitting. All these current fittings are 6mm, because this machine runs with a standard 6mm interior. But since your lines don't match that, we've added a bit of insulation and a bit of line and giving you a bit of flexibility. So you find the soda water line, soda water out, put a clamp over it that we've provided, push the line over this barb, clamp it in place. Find the soda water return, do the same thing. Find the water return and the water out. Now, this one isn't marked. This one's just marked as syrup line 1. That is your water return. Your actual water out is marked as still water. So your water return goes to here and your water out goes to here. And that's all there is to it. So water out, water in, soda water out, soda water in, tap water in, gas in, plug it in, main switch. Once all that's done and everything else is ready and the machine's full of water, it can be switched on. As soon as it's switched on, it will attempt to start making soda water and water. So all the connections need to be turned, need to be done. All your guns need to be connected, or your pumps or your water supply. We don't want to run this thing without all that, because all the pumps on the interior are actually water cooled and will burn out if you run them dry. So the only tricky part on this is to identify which is your water lines and which is your soda water lines on your current install. Hopefully it should all be marked. If you need more direction, please let me know. I can go into it with a bit more detail on your old machine to identify it if you can't find them.